Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today is a reaction video. I'm reacting to one of the videos that I popped up on my reel the other day. They posted a trailer of inside Alaska's most dangerous hood. I was like, man, I'm intrigued. I watched a little quick 15-second reel, and then I went ahead and decided to go watch the actual full video. It's about under 30 minutes. So it's made by this content creator called Poudii. Never heard of him before, but this is the first video that I found him. I looked through his channel real quick and looked like he's one of those content creators who kind of goes around the world and just interview people, kind of get like a cultural video content, stuff like that. Pretty cool video. I'll be honest, I did went ahead and watch the video 2 days ago, and I have a lot of things to say, so let's go ahead and do a reaction video. Now, a little quick inside note about me. I've been in Alaska since 2002 in Anchorage. My family, we moved from Sacramento, California. I still live in Anchorage, Alaska, and I grew up in Mountain View. I went to school in Mountain View, and this is an important part because this is one of the so-called dangerous hood that they're gonna be referring to. So I grew up in Mountain View. I done my dirt. I done my time and stuff like that. And I might not be black, but I'm in a minority. I'm Asian as well. So I have the same rights and the same things that I can say. I kind of have a general idea. Well, I guess I have the same rights and things that I can say because I have that same experience. The only thing different about me is that I'm not black. In this video, they use the N word a lot, so I'm not gonna use that word because it's gonna offend a lot of people. I'm just gonna say black folks, black people, because this video there is a lot of topic about race. It's about race and community. So let's go and watch this reaction video.
My pops kicked me out when I was 17, bro. I was homeless, bro. I didn't have shit, bro. Everyone in Alaska thinks snow, igloos. We have that advantage. They don't know nothing, so let's show them. Let's show them what Alaska really is. Can't find my name in black and white. They know I've been a threat. How my shit up back to back. Can't hang with us. I seen them run with gun in hand.
This is just a trailer.
All black, she bullshit. Can't get no voice for a 10. Can't smoke until he's dead. He don't lie, he talk that street shit. Niggas pepper pig. I be lying on my sons.
I'll be honest, the beat is sick. The beat's nice.
I wanted to do a video in Alaska.
Nice drone shot.
People, including myself, know nothing about it. So I went on to ask people, when you think of Alaska, what comes to the mind?
Weird.
Probably a lot of white people.
So the content creator here, Poudii, he's just getting people's idea. He's interviewing people that's in California and like, hey, what do you think of Alaska? So it's funny to see what they say. A lot of ignorant thing because, you know, people should research this stuff.
Niece, plural.
It's cold as a motherfucking snow.
It is cold, yes.
Cold as a motherfucker. Again, snow and birds, it's cold.
It's cold, brother.
No, yeah, like it being dark all the time.
Maybe.
This ain't got no drip. Just don't want to come outside.
You think there's a lot of black people there?
I don't know. I was gonna say no, to be honest.
Do you think
Yeah.
there's in Alaska?
No. Not no like that. Black people for sure, but not no niggas.
So he's saying black people and in people. So you guys tell me what's the difference. Like, what's the difference? Because, I don't know.
Yeah.
Nah, it's too cold, but dog, you got like a limit.
Do you think there's hoods there?
No, it probably is, though. I can't say that.
I like this guy.
My name is the very first day
Bro, cause, man, it's thugging everywhere, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it's a hood everywhere, so I'm
There's a hood everywhere, that's true.
I wanted to find out for myself, so I got in contact with the local rapper and traveled all the way right here to Anchorage, Alaska. Let's go talk with the locals and let's go see what's really going on in Alaska. Let's go.
Now, these rappers right here, I have never heard any of their music, or I have never heard them at all. Now, keep in mind, I have shot music video. A lot of 95% of my music videos I shot in the last couple years has been hip-hop / black people. So, I never heard of these guys before. But apparently, they're somewhat semi-well-known.
Tell them where we at. Tell them where we at, man. In the Fairview, right in the hood, where I grew up, bro. Turn around this spot.
So right here is Fairview. Yes, it is kind of one of those hood. It's not right in Mountain View yet. It's Fairview. It's right between, like I said, right before you get into downtown.
First ever house in Fairview, it used to be green and not look nothing like that at all. Hell yeah. House right there.
I love the guy in the crunches.
So the way I found this is like, I was on TikTok scrolling,
And then I think I saw your video, you was pumping gas. And then I was like, oh
No
shit,
cap,
Alaska.
20
So
degrees,
I clicked
right?
on the page, and the next video was like, niggas in Alaska. And I was like, damn, nigga, like, after all the YouTube videos I seen, I never seen niggas. You know what I'm saying? I just saw black people, but I never seen niggas. And I was like, okay, this lit.
So they keep talking about, I never seen black people, or I seen black people, but I never seen N people. So now they're trying to diversify black people and N people. So are you guys saying that black people are like good black people that are like good people, and then N people being like hip hop artists, hood people? I'm not black, so I don't know what the difference is. But now they're splitting black people into black people and N people. It's funny because this guy in the white shirt, they have like his hand blurred out because I think he's smoking a joint or something. Which marijuana is legal in Alaska, so I'm not sure why they're blocking it. Maybe for YouTube contents like that, restrictions.
So right now,
This is the hood. It's the rec center. We used to come around here every single
They're
day.
still in Fairview.
It's the best part of the hood. Don't get it fucked up. This is the best part of the up the hill.
so what area is this?
Fairview.
This is Fairview.
This is Harlem. I grew up right there, and then we literally moved across the street to these apartments right here.
Y'all gotta know the outside point of view, right? The whole rest of the 49 states, they don't know that they're, just like me, that there's niggas here, right? Yeah. Do y'all ever feel isolated or like left out of the U.S.?
Not in the U.S. I feel out of the music scene, yes, we get left out. We're not.
He's true. Yes, the music scenes, hip hop, they do kind of get left out because no one really think about it. But as far as black people getting left out in Alaska, no, not really. But he's true about the music scenes.
Everybody else,
Like, we got our politics.
yeah, we different. Like, we different. So
Okay.
Not to mention, like, Anchorage like a melting pot. You got every type of nigga here. You got niggas
Every
from
type of
Florida
N
here,
people
got niggas
here.
from Chicago here. It's a melting pot.
So all y'all grew up here.
I grew up here.
I grew up in 5th grade, so I grew up here, bro. That's my home.
How'd y'all end up here?
Shit, you know what's funny? My dad's car is right there. My dad lives right here. My
Okay.
dad's car is right here. Hey, I ain't supposed to be up here though, so you might have to watch.
He ain't supposed to be over there with his dad, so I'm assuming his dad got some kind of restraining order, or maybe his dad and him, they beefing and stuff like that, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is, man.
Number 12, that's my house. That's my second house. We lived in here.
And you used to run around here when you was a kid?
I've been through all this place right here. I know exactly where all this is. I didn't grow up in Fairview,
So
though.
let me ask, how did all y'all meet?
I met bro at the rec center. He used to come hoop, you know what I'm saying? His dad worked here. We grew up here together. Like, this one nigga that I've known that before everybody.
Right. How did your family end up here?
Oh, my family's not here. Just my dad.
Okay, and how did...
Just North Carolina.
My family up here. My mama came up here type shit. She from Chicago. She got pregnant when she was young type shit. And,
Chicago, South Carolina.
Type shit live up here.
Uh-huh.
So when my dad sent her here to come up here to another rec type shit. Like Alaska just became worse than that. You feel me? She thought it was gonna be safer type shit. Thought it was gonna be a safer, better growing up.
Yeah, but it was damn near no...
shit.
It was the same shit. That's
Same
not...
shit.
Sounds like no opportunity. Like when you think of Alaska, you think of like mountains and pretty shit. You feel me?
Do y'all think there's more opportunity here?
Yeah, for sure.
Nah, not like in the music.
I mean, it all depends, like, from what city...
Like if you're a regular person, civilian, like bro, it's number opportunity here. You get money. This is a place you can get money.
Right.
Like this.
He's true about that. He says if you're a regular person, civilian, you can get money. So he's probably separating himself from, like, black people to regular civilian.
Everybody come here, get money, they retire, and just stay out the
Shit,
way.
you get paid to live here.
You feel me? We get
I heard of that shit.
$3,000. We just got $3,200.
Wait, what?
We just got 30. What is it?
For what?
3,200. Yeah, to
for living here.
Every year, you get a check.
Hold on, wait, niggas get...
So every year you do get a check, permanent fund dividend. You got to be a resident for at least 2 years. The year that they're talking right now is the current year, which was 2022, which everyone got about a $3,000 check. This check here does vary. It fluctuates every year. You can get $3,000 one year, and maybe next year you might get like $1,000. So this was one of the most biggest paycheck, $3,000. Permanent fund dividend, to be honest, it's not really worth it if you're just a single person. And now if you got 10 kids, 10, 15, 20 kids, and then it might be worth it. But to come up here and live for the PFD ain't worth it if you're a single person. Guy or girl, don't matter.
Hey, just to live here?
Yeah. Not every month and then it's 1 year.
But the shit, that's an extra 38 when you get it. So that's everybody.
Everybody.
You always hear about that, like, oh, you get paid X amount to live here, but I didn't know, like, that was
It
an
ain't
active
worth
thing
it.
actively going on.
No, yeah, I mean, think about it. If you got like 10 kids, right? You get
He's
a check
right.
for each one of those
Damn.
kids, so it's 38 times 10.
She might run up a bed.
Might
Damn,
run up
wait,
a crazy fucking bed.
what's it called? A PF what?
It's called PFD.
Pacific Foot?
Pacific.
Okay, yeah, that's lit.
It's so funny seeing these guys walk around because I know it's cold and they're all dressed up in skinny pants. They're all dressed up in skinny pants, like, you know, they should be dressed. In my opinion, they should be dressed more better for the outdoor. Like this guy, this Poudii, the host, he's actually dressed a bit warmer with a bigger poofy jacket.
Let's do it.
They're still in
Masonic building.
Say right here.
This my granny oven. My granny oven. What the fuck? That's crazy.
You know we fuck with y'all. We out here freezing our ass off to do this shit, my nigga.
These guys are out here freezing their booty off because they're dressed inappropriate. They're not dressed properly. They're dressing like they're about to go to the mall and go to the inside club. They're not dressed properly. I wish they dressed more appropriate for their climate. And if they live here long enough, they should know how, because you can still dress super warm, super poofy, and still have that swag if that's the type of swag they like.
It's cold. It's cold in the day. Hey, man, we do this shit every single day, so it's like, it's whatever.
One thing though, one thing I gotta say to
I love the guy in the crunchers because he looked like he's Mexican or something. You know, it's kind of funny when you see, like, you know, how everybody is, like, you always have that non-racial guy, like a bunch of black folks, and then you always have that one white buddy that tag along, like in the, it's just funny. But he's pretty cool. He's on crunches, and he's throughout the whole video. It looks like he's not super bad as far as walking. Look like he wasn't, like, super slowing them down.
And people are really ignorant, and we just gotta get on that real quick. Polar bears, gang. Polar bears are the most dangerous bears. Like, seriously, bro.
There's no polar bears in Anchorage. There is black bear, grizzly bear, and brown bear.
Alaska is way too warm for polar bears.
I ain't never seen no igloo. Yes, look around, nigga. You see, we got trees. We got trees, y'all. We got.
An igloo is a snow sculpture that it's built by him, and you actually have to build an igloo by using snow. So anybody can build one in Anchorage.
why would we still be living in a
You feel me? Why would we still be
like, gotta go history class. Hey, don't get it twisted though. Don't get it twisted though. This is the city. Outside in the villages. Okay, never mind. You might see some shit.
Now this cat here, he know what he's talking about. He is true. Up in the village, you might see some stuff. Up in the wilderness, you might see some stuff. In the city, you don't see a lot of, you know, bear activity, stuff like that. In the summertime, we do see a little bit bear activity, but you have to really get out in the city, go into the mountain trails and stuff like that. So this guy knows a little bit.
Really hopping with spears and shit.
You don't, the spears is not true. That's not true.
Oh, you gotta stick the
Stick it in the blowhole.
Sticking in the blowhole, yes, people up north, Eskimos that still hunt whales, they do that technique, but they don't hunt bears like that.
Alright, y'all, back at the hotel, just in time to put in today's entries for Prize Picks, the sponsor of today's video. So let's go finish seeing what Alaska's talking about.
I swear to God, we on it. All they creep up on him. Why that? RP creep up on him. He got up out of town. Just in time. Now we on his homie. Pedestrian. Got his ass killed. I just pray up on him. Flower set. All up on my wrist. With a purple twist.
So where we at right now?
1900 blocks?
So this the neighborhood that you grew up in?
Yeah, but over here,
Okay.
it's diverse.
So these folks are still in Fairview. They're just in the other side of Fairview when you compare it to 15th Avenue.
Back in the day, like 4-5 years ago, this bitch was jumping.
Really?
Jumping, like, just outside, like, on the block.
It
type
damn near
shit.
looked like any other hood in any other
Any
state.
other state, swear to God. That's why around left state type shit,
He's a little bit exaggerating.
I was able to adapt to any environment type shit. I done met every type of nigga already.
What do you gotta say to like people who just like watching and think that, oh, Alaska ain't hood or ain't got no hood, there's not even no niggas there, like, etc.
That's ignorance. Yeah, you gotta come up here and you find out for yourself, and then I guarantee your perspective change. Type
Yeah.
shit. Cause you gonna come up here like a super tough nigga, and one of these Alaskans,
Yeah, gonna go,
humble you.
yeah, the
Humble
homie,
you,
yeah.
and then now you gotta go back home, nigga, with that story you don't want to tell.
Yeah, exactly.
With that story you don't want to tell them.
I find it funny because I'm not sure what they're trying to portray. I feel like the locals right here, this group here, I feel like they're trying to portray that, hey, Anchorage is hard. Anchorage got badass in people, badass black people. This neighborhood is tough, or this hood is tough. I feel like that's what they're trying to portray, and it's not really like that. You know, if you were to walk down that road and you saw these folks, they're not gonna come up to you and be like, yo, what you repping, what gang you repping, why you wearing red, why you wearing blue. It is nothing like that. So I'm not really sure what these locals right here are trying to portray, that, you know, these N people in Anchorage are way different or way tougher, because it's almost sound like what this cat is trying to say right now. So I don't know. You see the homie.
That's one of the. He one of the ones, man.
Okay. Oh,
I was good, bro.
chilling. Yeah, you already know what it is. Up here, down here, nigga. It's Woodstock for you.
This guy here is named Cisco. He's Polynesian Samoan, and I feel like I've heard that name before, Cisco, but I never heard of his music or seen him before. But that Cisco name sounds very familiar.
I meet so many different people that like you don't get to see in LA. Well, especially out here, man. It's a collection of everybody coming in. So you got people from the South, East Coast.
This guy is true. It's a diversity right here.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The island, and it's just a mesh out here. So you're gonna find a little bit of everything over here. How'd you end up here? Family decided to come out here, stay out here. Something about that dividend, you know? Yeah.
So the dividend, he's referring back to that PFD. People love it. Samoan and Polynesian family, we all know they got big family, so they can benefit from that.
Okay. Nah, facts. You right? Yeah. Tell him right there. Baby Cisco, you already know what it is. LAM in the building.
Baby Cisco, that sounds familiar.
To the northwest coast. So you from Cali? Yeah. You from Long Beach? Okay.
California.
Okay, we repping out here all the way over there. So how do you like staying over here and compared to living in Long Beach? I mean, as far as like, you know, obviously the weather is adjusting, but it's just as active. Yeah. The only thing is that it's so small. Yeah. Alaska is the hugest state, but we're not populated like that. So. Right.
Alaska is one of the biggest states, but Anchorage is a very small city. So yes, when you compare that ratio to the state, it's way big different. You know, it's like cutting a cake, and Anchorage is just a very small slice of that cake.
Ain't really nothing to do, especially in conditions like this.
And not many people like willing to come out here. You feel me? Like nobody really think nothing shit out here.
They scared. They are scared. Not trying to come out.
I mean, and like they not really educated on this shit. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, they really.
I came out here to learn. A lot of these questions is genuine. Like I'm out here learning shit. No one really, you know, Alaska. What? You know, they have penguins, polar bears. Yeah. Nah, it's just like y'all saying the low 48. So. The big artists ever come over here and do concerts or anything?
Yeah.
Really? Oh yeah.
So one of the recent biggest artists that came here almost, I want to say either it's 2018 or 2019, was Lil Wayne. You guys all know Lil Wayne. And he came up here, and that was actually one of the media group that helped film that event or that concert. We did like the video recap photos and stuff that. So he was one of the big artists that came up here recently. DMX was supposed to come during that following year, but then it got delayed, and then after that, you know, he passed away and stuff like that.
They hoopers. They was
they did. They were the recent one, JT and those other people, and then after that, COVID hit, and then all the shows just kind of went downhill from there.
Okay. You feel me? So like, that put a lot of spotlight on Alaska just in general. Niggas is like, damn, niggas is hooping too. So then it's like, damn, what else can we uncover to see what's out there? You feel me?
Where do y'all feel like is the closest city or state to Anchorage? Seattle. It's like the same culture in Seattle. So you from Long Beach? How similar you think Long Beach is to Anchorage? Obviously, LA got their own different politics. It's active out here. Yeah. So you got the people.
The only difference is like niggas ain't on the block. Like niggas is not like.
I've never lived in LA, but I passed through LA during vacation. I can pretty much say I'm pretty sure LA is way different compared to Anchorage, just by looking at some of the videos from LA, like talking about the ghetto, the hood in LA. It's way different than Anchorage. Anchorage is nothing. Anchorage isn't even close to that.
Because it's free. Yeah.
But it's like it's the same shit going on.
It's the same
just
shit.
like anywhere else.
For sure.
Like I said, it's like the only city out here type shit. But just being the only city, if anything happens out here type shit, everybody knows.
And then if like any niggas start buzzing, like everybody know.
Station no more. I love it, but I hate that shit. You walk to the gas station, nigga be like,
Hey, Fairview.
Ain't it wild? Cause like niggas might not think that they big and compared to the numbers of the rest of the world, but when you got that city love, like that's enough to where you like a local superstar and they get in your back until shit. You know what I'm saying? Has there been any like big artists to crossover, like mainstream or like semi-mainstream?
You got Duckman, you got Tay, Tarantino, you got.
So he's talking about some other black artists in Anchorage or in Alaska that I'm actually aware of. So these guys are a little bit more known compared to these rappers right here.
You got
I'm sure there's so much you fuck around messing with. Oh damn, shit.
Anchorage, Eagle River, what's it like? They all got their own like
Politics.
Yeah.
Because Anchorage probably is where you're going to... All right, so look, it go like this. Anchorage, you're probably going to find, like, you know what I'm saying, your everyday, like, hood niggas that's doing, you know what I'm saying? But then you go to, like, Eagle River, there's niggas there, but not really. And then you go to Wasilla, it ain't really no niggas out there. It's just...
I was in high school, I was the only nigga in there.
See, I feel like this documentary here is all about people. Is there any black people in Anchorage? Is there any black people in Alaska? They're not really talking about the actual culture and stuff like that. Like, it's more like, hey, why are we so shocked to see black people in Alaska?
Oh,
Yeah, it's like...
because you was way out, yeah.
The white and the black kids in Eagle River, damn near white type shit.
It's crazy to y'all, like, geographically living in Alaska is not.
Think about it because you couldn't so regular.
Y'all think about it.
Yeah, for sure.
We actually live here, you feel me? So
I
we
mean,
feel
shit, until you get
more
older,
part of the
And then y'all see how normal it is.
Older and you want to go somewhere, you like, damn, nigga, I got to go all the way through Canada. Because, you know, in L.A., you could just go to, you know what I'm saying? You could probably try to Vegas.
Yeah, bro, Vegas is an hour flight or a 4-hour drive.
You know what, folks? You got to hop on that bird, my nigga.
They are true about that. You know, if you want to travel downstate, you can cross state line within a couple of hours. But in Alaska, you're pretty much stuck in Alaska unless you want to drive like 10 hours to the Canadian borders and then another 2-3 days to cross the Canadian borders to get back to the low parade. So yes, there's a difference between that, but it is what it is. Now, this is one of the famous food mart right here in Fairview.
It's the food mart, bro. You come in here, you get yourself a little frozen food or whatever.
I personally have never been inside of this food mart, but a little quick history. I believe this food mart used to be a bakery, I believe, and the owner of this bakery was the one known serial killer who took all the prostitute girls, took it to a land, and then he tried to hunt them. I believe it was this location. They didn't mention it. I think right here he's asking permission from the Korean lady here.
Whatever you want, you come heat it up. You come over here and get your drink, bro. You don't know about the food mart. You was not Fairview, bro. We in here every
Just
single
like
day.
Red Apple, for real. Like, just like the Red Apple Mountain.
So like it's like you need something quick, but it's like grocery or whatever. You got food, you heat it up. Oh shit, you got clothes, you got hookah, jewelry. You know what I'm saying? This ice box mixed with the mall, mixed with Walmart, mixed with the damn smoke shop, all in one, bro. Okay, yeah.
You know, this how it is when you go to anywhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah, niggas listen to your shirt.
This is like a bodega.
For real, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Same vibe. And even got samurai swords, bro.
Want to get yourself a nice slow bunch of
Okay.
right
And we got icebox in this too, bro. We got the APs, got the rollies.
You up there, see you on this poster? Oh, that's funny.
I think I see you up there.
The hell you do?
Ain't that you right there with the braids and the glasses?
No.
Shit, you got a boyfriend? You come on.
They clowning right here.
I got a husband.
All right, never mind.
I moved up here 5 years ago. Fresh start.
Fresh start?
Get the hell out of Colorado where all this fucking dumb shit is. I like it up here. My husband and I don't have no family up here.
Money back, yo, smash the pass.
The earthquakes we have here, lower 48,
Oh,
here's
whoa.
about them.
Yeah,
Was that E-word you said?
Yeah, yesterday.
Earthquakes. Yeah, we have.
The earthquake is not as bad as they make it sounds like, guys. It's a little bit over exaggerated.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie too. At the military base too, they letting off. Boom.
That's not really true too. Yeah, they do their artillery testing and stuff like that, but it's not big bombs.
All my feelings on my Glock, the only thing I get attached. Bitch, I ride with my 40 like my young bitch pussy white. Now I want the riches. Fuck the Johnny face still in my.
What's there to do like for fun out here?
Shit, on the winter time, we go to Aliesta, ski, snowboard, whatever you want to do. Summertime, we like paintball, do outdoors and shit. It's really a wilderness place. If you like hiking, you be on the game for real.
He's true. What's there to do? It's very outdoor, so you gotta be an outdoor recreational place there isn't much to do in the cities, like bar hopping, shopping, blah blah blah, all that fun city stuff. But he's true about the outdoor. You have to do a lot of recreational stuff. Two guys here rolling in a blunt.
Anything that y'all do, you do, and then we slide too.
What's slide?
Yeah, I'm gonna show you later.
All right, is it weird to like have a hometown that doesn't have like a basketball team, a football team, the rep? I know like New York, Knicks is huge on it. New England got the Patriot, like they like big on it. LA Lakers, like is that weird?
Yeah, sure. Doesn't make us feel a little left out.
Yeah. So like who's
the love out here?
Does the whole state as a whole agree to like root for one team?
So Alaska used to have the what was it, the Seahawks, or they used to have the one of the hockey teams up here that represented the state, and then that team got like they pretty much canceled that team a few years ago. But that was like the biggest thing as far as like a team state. But yes, they're true. There is no team football, there's no team basketball and all that sports and stuff like that. So yes, sports up here is not much of a big thing as compared down to state and downstates.
Niggas be beefing about teams for real.
Do y'all feel like it's harder to blow up in a music scene being all the way out here, or easier because you got a whole state behind you?
It's harder because it's harder for us to get out there, but we have an advantage because nobody knows nothing about Alaska.
Yeah.
So as soon as they hear something about Alaska, it's like clickbait. They want to go click.
Yeah. Do artists ever like come here on tour?
Yeah, but I ain't gonna lie, they come through, but they don't show as much love. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we here with you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they come, they do their show, and they leave.
I want to hear like some of y'all like music and shit. Is there like a studio over here or
Yeah,
something?
we got Icebox Studios. We can go up there.
I bet.
Yeah, we can go right now.
I bet.
Oh, they going live. Gang, let's spin again.
Hey, stop all of that flesh, you niggas broke for real. I'm not one of them money man, don't get smoked either. Better stay your man, don't get them pancakes.
So now we're gonna get into the music scenes. This is one of the studio. I've never been to this studio, but I have heard of this studio, iBox Studio. I think they didn't interview the owner, whoever runs this studio, but it would have been nice to get a general idea of that.
Bitch, I brought that party pack in here, I'm trying to roll with us. Can't afford to lose my life, I keep focused on my pipe. I control the ball game, how the fuck you think I heard my strike? 40 with a 30 on it, we like guns, don't like to fight. Bro, like winter time on ice, all that nigga know is slide.
If there's one thing I would have to say about the music scene in Anchorage or Alaska, a lot of these local artists, they're not willing to commit into investing into doing a music video. There's so many times where I have artists come to me and, hey, what do you charge for a music video? I give them a price that's not super expensive, and they don't want to invest into it. So that is one thing. If you guys are an artist in Alaska, invest in a music video. It will make you get out there much, much bigger than just dropping out audio tracks and stuff like that.
How would you describe Alaska's music scene?
Alaska's music scene, kind of like a drill scene, in my opinion.
That's true.
That's what niggas is listening to out here.
Very diverse. You're gonna hear a little bit of everything, to be honest with you. You can't put a stamp on, oh yeah, they got this sound. We got multiple sounds.
I think we're distinct from everybody else because how many people just...
Not really. I mean, the music scene, I feel like a lot of the music is very similar to just downstate. I feel like nowadays a lot of the hip hop and drill scene, it's very, very similar. It's more of everybody just rapping about their own personal life and stuff like that.
From different places.
The rap scene in Alaska is building for sure. There's a lot more artists coming out to work. I'm not gonna say if a lot of them are good or not.
It's true.
Everybody else's opinion, but there's definitely a lot more artists who are trying. You feel me? And it's not cool to not try.
Like, you got stuff from the South, you know, me from the West Coast, and definitely like Chicago, Detroit. So it's very diverse.
It's like a mixture. Like I said, it's like drill, but we also got our own sound, like with the way niggas rap, in my opinion, and also the way people talk, like our pronunciation. We don't got heavy accents out here, especially if you're from Alaska. Like me, I don't got a heavy accent or nothing. You feel me? I feel like my grandma or whatnot.
If you had to compare Anchorage sound to any other city, which city would it be?
LA or some Detroit. I mean, it's really a mix of everywhere, to be honest with you. I can't say like we all just fuck with one thing. I really can't say that, to be honest with you.
He's true. It's not the same as everything downstate. The audio, the rap scene up here is kind of similar, but it's not very different in general, in my opinion.
It's a mix.
Detroit and Chicago put together. That's the sound.
What is Mountain View?
East side.
So right now they're heading into Mountain View, the other side of Anchorage, Alaska. It's crazy because, you know, when I did a video of Mountain View, like exploring the east side hood, people got mad at me for like bashing it. They're like, oh man, he's showing too much of the hood, and now they're making a video about the most dangerous. They're labeling it as the most dangerous. And I guess it's cool when you're a black artist making a video about the hood, but when you're an Asian artist making about the video about the hood, it's very like
Okay. You better see all the knocks. You might see some crazy shit. Who knows? It's Mountain View, man. I'm unpredictable.
And like, you grew up over there?
Somewhat. I'm from Fairview. Mountain View and Fairview's like opposites.
Shit, it's like the hood, like basically any other hood what you think it was.
Hey, y'all should tell them what y'all used to do when y'all was kids in Mountain View.
Kids beat up some bums or something.
That's crazy.
Y'all used to do that?
That's what they was on when they was kids. No cap.
How do y'all deal with the sliding on ice shit when y'all driving?
Drift that bitch. No, also gangster shit though, like depending on who driving, if you smooth like that or you on some confident shit, you really can't just like really drift that bitch if you know what you're doing. That nigga better than this nigga doing this in high school.
It's so funny because this artist here, Poudii, he's driving a Jeep, and I can guarantee you that Jeep is a rental, either from a rental company or a tour rental. So if you're a tour host watching this and you rented out your Jeep to this guy, well, here's what's going on with your vehicle.
That nigga Poudii in that shit. Oh, Poudii in that bitch.
Yeah, East High School, man. It's the hood high school, man, where hella niggas went, man. If you went here, you already know. That's where niggas was fighting, all that. Niggas get in here, man. Everything here, bro.
This is the East High School. This is one of the major high schools for like Mountain View, Fairview. A lot of the kids went through this school here. I didn't attend this school. I went to Bartlett High School, which is more a little bit on the east side, on the farther east side.
Definitely gonna be finding them fucking bathroom, bro. Anything,
I never heard of that other artist too. That 4Baby Slime, whatever. I never heard of him as well.
Yeah, man. Right down there. We about to go down there to Mountain View after.
Oh, this school is the motherfucking most diverse in America.
It was recognized as
The most diverse school in America.
that's crazy. So like this the hood over here.
Yeah. You see this nasty ass bank? How much money you think they got in there?
I don't know. You tell me.
10 bands, nigga.
Damn.
This Mountain View, you feel me? Niggas grew up on Price Street. So I really grew up like all around the neighborhood. We went to Fairview earlier, you feel me? Some of them to Fairview, but we all spent a lot of time back and forth.
What's the significance of this place to y'all?
It's like a safe place.
Okay.
Like this is where you can meet anybody too. Like that's how you meet niggas from Fairview. You know what I mean? They
This is like its own little community, right?
Now, right here, they're at the Boys and Girls Club. It's just like you say, Boys and Girls Club. It's like a community center. People grew up here. I actually served community service here when I was little for some little small shoplifting stuff. But back then, I remember it was more control. I wouldn't say control, but you would see more Samoan people outside. Way back in the 08, 06, there was, for me, I seen way more Samoan people outside versus compared to black people. But now, I guess it's changed up. You might see more black people if you're on the road or on the street and stuff like that.
Okay.
I used to all night looking through cars and shit. And I used to come here at 7 in the morning when this bitch open and sleep on the couch.
Bro, so it feels like there's so many one-stop shops here. It was a one-stop shop food spot, but it's a one-stop shop. Everything from basketball, nigga said studio, you said a job center where you could like apply for jobs.
You can go downstairs.
Nah, that's lit, bro. You wouldn't even know there's a fucking underground here.
Look right over there. That's the couch right there too.
Damn, so it's crazy. So like, if you want to hoop, you can hoop, but if you want some, you go right there.
I think they're talking about there's a trap house right there. I'm not sure.
This payment just a bunch of broken jaws.
Nigga mad, you beat him in basketball, then he waiting for you out here, now you gotta fight him out here.
By the way, while y'all watching this video, I just uploaded this picture right here on Instagram. Everybody comment on the picture here from YouTube, and I'll go ahead and scam your pics. Hey, look, let's see how much likes I can hit. I think my record is like 55. If we can hit 100K likes, I'll be happy as hell.
These guys are drifting at the Bartlett High School, which is it's a very known area for kids and people just to go mess around. I hope they're not strapped because they're on school property. Now, this is not skills, guys. Going to a ice or in the wintertime, going to an open lot and just drifting because there's slick road or ice, that's not skills. It's nothing compared to like folks downstate, the car scene downstate where people shut down an intersection on pavement doing some actual drifting. This is nothing, this is not considered skills. But enjoy, this is what they enjoy doing. This is no skills at all. guys are also smoking on school property. That's why they blurred it out. It is what it is, but I'm just glad they didn't get caught doing that.
Moral of the story, bro, we just trying to make it out for real, bro. That's it. We all got goals, we all got dreams, we all want to take care of our family, bro. We all want to live the life that we see everybody else living.
I have a lot to say about that.
And you used to run around here when you was a kid? I used to do backflips off that, bro.
My pops kicked me out when I was 17, bro. I was homeless, bro. I ain't had shit, bro. It's time to elevate the city. We all need to turn up as one so we can have everybody else see us as a group. So our kids don't have to go through the same struggle that we're going through right now. We're not being heard, bro. Let's be heard. Everyone in Alaska think it's snow, igloos. Let's show them what Alaska really is. At the end of the day, bro, Anchorage is just like any other city. We all got talent. We just want the same opportunities as every other state.
So this guy here, he's talking about, what he's trying to, in my opinion, it sounds like, hey, we got talent, but since we live in Alaska, we're not given the same opportunity. Like, you cannot blame Alaska for that. You can't blame Alaska that, since I decided to live up here, I'm not given the same opportunity as other downstates. So I'm not sure where he's coming from, but it sounds like that's where they're coming from. They're saying like, hey, we live in Alaska, but we're not given the same opportunity, or we grew up in the hood and we're not given the same opportunity, or maybe I'm black and I don't have the same opportunity. That's where I find the biggest problem is with people that think like this. So shout out to Poudii for making that video. I feel like now we're gonna talk about black people in general, because this is most likely about a race issue. I feel like my black brothers, they feel like they're not given the opportunity as other people. That, hey, either I live in Alaska or I grew up in the hood and I don't have the same opportunity to succeed in life. I feel like that's where they're coming from, and I have to say I disagree with that kind of thinking. I can guarantee you that if you stop hanging out with those people, like your friends right there, and decide to do something else, I can guarantee you that one of your buddies right there, they're gonna try to drag you down to get you back to where you were. Now, if you guys knew how to think differently, you guys would maybe like create your own label record, create your own music and merch, and build up your fan, because right now everyone has access to social media, the internet. There is no everyone has the access to promote their own talent, whether that's music, you're a vlogger, like what Poudii is doing. You have the access to promote your own content. You don't need no damn label record to pick you up or anything like that. I feel like people are waiting for this kind of handout. So, and like I say, I grew up in Mountain View. I grew up in the hood. I know how it is. I used to think like that. I used to have people. When I was in school, middle school, I had buddies that. All my buddies, we had that same mentality. We used to ditch school, go out and party, drink, smoke cigarettes, and all that stuff. I used to think like that, and the moment I changed, and the moment I stopped hanging out with those friends, now I don't hate those friends. I just don't want to hang out. I stopped hanging out with them. I have nothing against them, but I stopped hanging out with them. I decided to do myself. Do my own things. That's when you'd realize the bigger picture. And I feel like some of my black brothers from the hood, or anybody in the hood, we all had that thinking, It's like we live in this house, we see through the small window only, but we don't realize that, hey, if you were to go upstairs, there's a bigger window, there's a bigger picture through the world. And I feel like us minority, black, Asian, Mexican, whatever the case may be, that grew up in the hood, we are conditioned to think like that. And we really need to step out of that mentality and get out. Because I can tell you right now, they didn't talk about job, how you're making your money, They didn't talk about any of that. You know, what other races are in Alaska. Now in Alaska, in Anchorage alone, we have all sorts of race: black, Asian, different types of Asians, Dominicans, the Mexicans. We got the Samoans and the Islander, Pacific Islander. We got a little bit of everybody. You know, we even have the freaking what's it called? The the folks, what is it called, from Captain Phillips, those the pirates from Captain Phillips, the I forgot what their name is called, or what the race is called. We even have them up here as well. And I seen a lot of success in Anchorage. There's tattoo shop that are artists and they're owned by Polynesian, black people. A lot of the barber shops are owned by Dominican peoples. The barbers themselves are Dominicans, and they don't think like that. Some of them, I've been to these barber shop where I get my hair cut. Yeah, they still like that swag, the way they dress, but they don't think like that. They're out there to make money, man. They're not out there complaining. Hey, man, I live in Alaska. I'm Dominican. I'm a minority. I don't have the same opportunity. No, there's black people. I have worked with black people in the retail business, and they're actually way more hard workers compared to like some other, like, let's say, white people. There's 2 black people that I work with that I was co-worker with. 3 black people. One was a manager, cool ass guy, always throwing jokes, hard worker. He doesn't talk like how they talk. He doesn't dress like how they talk. He doesn't think like them. And I had another co-worker that I work with, same department. He doesn't talk like that. He doesn't think like that. He got into guns. He wasn't always flashing guns. He actually loved shooting guns and learning about the safety. And then there's another black co-worker that I work with. He's awesome. He has open-minded. He's all about hustling. He's all about making money, supporting his family. He's like a father of 2 or 3 now. So there's no excuse to use your race as a, hey, you know, since I'm this race, I don't have these opportunity as a white folks. Since I'm from the hood, I don't have the opportunity as another folks. When I was doing Uber and Lyft, I actually picked up this black dude that lived in Mountain View. And he was like, he was a college degree guy, and he worked up in the slope doing like radiation detection or something like that. And he was a smart guy, making his money, and he just loved working. And so there's a proven fact that where you grow up from and what race you are shouldn't affect your success in life. What's affecting your success in life is your mentality, the way you're thinking, you're small-minded, and especially the people that you hang out with. Because like I said, I can just from looking at the groups, man, I feel like they all have the same mentality. I feel like they're the people that, hey, they're not gonna take that extra step unless my homie do it with me. Hey, I don't want to go out there and do this unless my homie goes out with me and do it. You got to be those person that do it yourself. Screw the homies. If they don't want to go and do this with me, you know, I'm gonna do it myself. You know. So I feel as a minority Asian, I can speak from that perspective because there's everybody. I mean, the homeless population in Alaska, you got Asian, Black, Samoan, natives, a little bit of everything. So I'm surprised they didn't even show any of the homeless or any of the stuff like that. I'm surprised they didn't even show cars on Gambo, which is a pretty popular spot as well. So this is a good video, but this is a good video from Poudii. I give him the credits for doing it, but I feel like Poudii should have done a little bit more research, and I felt like he should have went and spoke with some of the community members, like people actually in the community member or in the political members, and get their actual opinions on it. You know, he just stuck with one particular group, and you know, you have to take this particular group with a grain of salt, because it's really not the dangerous hood. You come to this hood right now, and I live here. You go walk outside, you're gonna be fine. You're not gonna get mugged. I mean, maybe you're female, you might get, you know, stuff like that. But it's not like what they make it sound like. You go out there dressing all red, nobody's gonna come up to you and be like, "Yo, what you out here banging?" It's nothing like that. You wear the wrong basketball cap, it's nothing like that compared to LA and stuff like that. You know, people aren't out here in the hood just shooting each other and stuff like that. Yeah, you have drugs, you have crime like theft, car theft, stuff like that, but people aren't out here hunting each other or whatever the case may be. So for them to label this as dangerous, that's very clickbait. Because I know if I was to make this video and be like, oh, exploring the most dangerous hood in Anchorage, people would be like, "Oh man, why are you labeling our hood danger?" Because last year when I explored Mountain View and I put exploring the East Side hood, people was already like, you know, offended by it, and those people that were offended were colored folks. So I hope you guys enjoyed my reaction, and let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Hopefully I didn't offend any of my colored brothers locally here, and like I said, you guys want to sit down and talk, and maybe we can make a video, we can do that together. But again, we have to be open-minded. We have to be willing to let go of the people that are not going to get us to the next step of the ladder. And I think that's the biggest drawback. It's not the fact that it's Alaska, it's not the fact that it's cold, it's not the fact that I can't find the resource. There's tons and tons of resource for you to be successful, whether you're black, Asian, Mexican, white, whatever, native. There is no excuse. And just smoking drugs right there alone, that's costing you money that you could be doing something better. That's putting you at a lower mentality state. You know, when you smoke weed, you're chilling, you know, you don't want to do stuff, I'm assuming, you know. That's why I don't do all that stuff no more. I don't smoke, I don't drink any stuff like that. Makes you feel good, but man, it makes you feel like crap the next day. You can't get stuff done, you can't progress in life. So if you want to progress in life, you have to be clean-minded body, clean friends, people that's gonna motivate you to do better. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Much love, NuttyNu signing off.